What's going on, everybody? Jordan Canady back. I know it's been about a month. I apologize for that. I know there's been a lot of delays on my end, just in terms of weather and things like that, and weather minimums we have to meet for certain solos. But I'm glad to be back. What day is it? November 7th. I'm on my Checkride prep flights. I have a flight this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, probably all back to back. But I do well in those. My instructor will endorse me, and I'll be Checkride ready for my private pilot license, which is pretty damn cool. If I'm being honest, I'm super excited to keep continuing this process. It's been a blast so far. I think the last video I made, my first solo, so that was about a month ago. I had another solo after that. Just staying in the traffic pattern, doing landings, takeoffs. Um, Obviously, full stop taxi back. You can't do touch and goes and things like that at ATP at least. So that went well. The night flight was definitely a different experience. In terms of how to land and doing all that stuff. Obviously it's always supposed to be the same, but when that sight picture changes and you're looking at different lights, and it can I see how it can get very. I see all those illusions that you have to learn. You definitely notice it's like whoa. It's an eye opening experience. And it takes a lot of practice, trying not to, pull too much or get that tail strike or, do anything wrong. So that was definitely an experience. I'm excited to keep continuing that on into the instrument phases and things like that. So that'll just take more time. Obviously, I've not mastered my night landings yet. Only 3 hours of night flying. After that, then it was straight into cross country. So, originally I was very stressed out with these nav logs. I don't have a love-hate relationship with nav logs, to say the least. I spent lots of hours looking at them, trying to get it perfect, trying to get things right, trying to, such a perfectionist that, I was taking too much time trying to get everything perfect. In reality, when you're planning for a flight the day before, the winds are not going to be perfect. It's going to change, especially in Colorado. The weather's always changing. So, you just have to get a good base. Use ForeFlight, use your resources, aviationweather.gov, use those things, weather briefer, things like that. Get the right stuff, follow the right process. I ended up finding a bunch of YouTube videos that actually helped me a lot. I forgot the name of the guy, but if you just type in navigation log, private pilot, it pops up right away. It's one of the few videos that really helped me. I watched those a couple times, and I really started to pick it up. Know where your sections you're looking at in the POH and things like that. And once I got that down, getting the navigation log, I felt a lot of stress off my back because I had two cross country flights. You only get two cross country flights with your instructor until your cross country eval. So you got to be ready to rock and roll in terms of the communications, and you're flying to different airports, looking at that weather, getting there ATIS, making sure the crosswind is in your minimums and things like that. So it's a lot going on. Tracking VORs. It can be a lot, and you want to stay ahead of the plane. And after that second flight, I really sat down and just I would go through in my brain and just kind of walk through. I got a navigation, I got a sectional chart, just kind of mapping through how I'm going to say it, what to anticipate, and things like that. That really helped me a lot in terms of the comms. And I feel great now. I passed my eval, and it was a good experience. Getting with the lead instructor again, and obviously that can be intimidating, but it's good to get those kind of out the way, because then you're more prepared for the check ride. So you don't feel as nervous. Obviously you're still gonna have those nerves and things like that, but to pass that eval felt great. I flew from Kilo Bravo Juliet Charlie out here at Metro in Colorado out to Colorado Springs, or to Pueblo first, then to Colorado Springs, then back up to Metro. So that was a good experience. It's about, so you do two cross countries, then the solo, and then two solos after that. Each flight is about 3 hours, give or take, depending on how fast you're moving. So after that eval, went straight to the solos. Ended up being delayed about 5 days. So I kind of got an overcharge in terms of having to do my landings for my warm up right away, which is what it is. You got to roll with the punches, and I'm lucky I didn't get to the 10th day, because I would have had to redo a whole cross country with my instructor, which would have sucked. Based on ATP's weather minimums, they have, I think it's like a minimum of a 5-knot crosswind and a 10-knot wind in general at any airport that we're going to. So at Metro, Springs, and Pueblo. So, in Colorado, that's hard to get, especially as we're getting into November, December. It's going to be hard to get those winds perfect. So I'm glad I got that out the way to get those solos done. Obviously, it's for safety reasons and things like that. So you gotta respect the decisions, and those decisions were made, and I'm sure with lots of evidence and things like that of things happening in the past. But I'm glad to get those out the way. Once you go out for your solo cross country, it really gets real because when you're in the traffic pattern doing your solos, obviously it's cool, but when you're traveling to different airports, doing all the comms yourself, doing all this stuff, and looking at dead reckoning and all that stuff, and pilotage, it's crazy because you realize if something happens, I'm the pilot in command. I got to figure it out. Got to be professional about it and take care of whatever's thrown my way. And obviously, I did well. I felt so cool to be up there. I wish I could show you guys. At some point, like I said earlier, I will rent a plane and make some videos, things like that. It's really cool going to different airports, landing at their airports, doing the comm, traveling back. Great experience. Did my solos, felt well, and now I'm on to. Then I have they throw you right into the mock Checkride, so it's a quick turnaround. I had to get my oral ready and went through the whole ACS. It's a lot. Obviously I didn't have everything completely down, but I felt very nervous going into it. After, I felt a lot better, and I know what areas I need to focus on, and what areas I don't need to focus on as much. But it's nice to have the ACS. You know exactly what you need to know. Obviously, everything is fair game, and things like that. Then we went up and did the maneuvers, which I haven't done since about a month ago. And it went pretty well for the most part. A lot of my maneuvers were sat. I think my power on, power off, all those felt good. Maneuvering in a slow flight was okay. I think my steep turns was the one I did was unsat, and I tried doing the trim method, and it didn't work for me. So I think I'm gonna stick with, when I start my steep turn, just controlling the yoke with my hands and just filling out that pressure of what I need to do to get that right pull back, because you got to find that right length. I think I'm going to do that because when I did originally, I was sat a month ago doing it and then tried something different. Didn't work for me. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to try that out on Thursday, see how that goes. Then doing, the ground reference maneuvers, I felt pretty good about just kind of knowing, what banks you're using, things like that. And then got to go over some VORs and DME stuff, measuring the distance and things like that. But overall, I feel very confident. I feel very good with where I'm at. Obviously you want to progress as fast as you can, but you also want to go at your own pace. You're paying a lot of money for this, so you don't want to feel rushed going into something, but you also want to excel. You want to accelerate this accelerated program. You're here for a reason. And I'm trying to get to where I want to go as fast as I can. So I'm going to keep pushing myself, keep studying, keep preparing the way I can. I know there's a shortage of DPEs out in Colorado right now. So once I get my endorsement, hopefully this weekend, everything, if all the weather plays out and things are good of that nature, I should be endorsed. Then I got to wait for a DPE. I heard right now it's been about 4 to 5 weeks. So I'm hoping it doesn't bleed that long into December because I'm worried about the winds and things like that. This is my first winter. It'll be my first winter out here in Colorado. Just moved out here from Wisconsin. Obviously, I'm used to the cold. I'm not worried about that. It's just in terms of flying and things like that. So we'll see. I'm excited to keep continuing this journey. Feel free to drop your questions. I try to answer as many comments as I can. Hopefully, this is informational to you, and I appreciate you coming, and we'll see whenever the next video is. But best of luck. Peace out.